How's it going, guys? Tex HD here, NHL 16 video. In this video, guys, we're doing the top 10 rated centers in NHL 16. Starting off here, guys, at number 10, we have Tyler Seguin of the Dallas Stars, 91 overall. So the top 10 centers are the best group of players in NHL 16, as 91 overall for the number 10 spot is the highest we've seen so far. And I think Seguin at 91 is more than fair. He had an amazing year last year. Before he got injured, he was on pace for the Art Ross Trophy. Amazing year the year before that. He's obviously coming to his own as a franchise center. I'd honestly maybe make him a 92, but 91 is fair for Seguin. If he has another amazing year this year, who knows, maybe 93 next year, which would be insane. Also, his stats are going to be super high offensive skills, so it's going to be insane to see how good his card is. Next, guys, at number 9 here, we have Ryan Getzlaf of the Anaheim Ducks, 91 overall. This is a bit surprising. Getzlaf actually dropped an overall point. I thought he had a really solid year last year, especially in the playoffs. I'm not really sure why he dropped a point. I would have still kept him at the 92 overall spot, but apparently EA seen it fit to drop him one overall. Like I said, I'm not sure why. It's only one overall change, so again, not a huge deal, but it is, still a decrease, so interested to see, why that is. At number 8 here, guys, we have Henrik Zetterberg of the Detroit Red Wings. Like I was saying in the left wing video, he was made a center now for his natural position. 92 overall, so he has the same rating as last year. A bit surprised by that. He didn't have the best season last year, but he did still have a solid season. And I mean, honestly, if they made Zetterberg like a 91, I wouldn't have been surprised, but as it turns out, they, left him the same rating. Maybe it was because he did get injured, so they didn't think it was fair to drop his rating, but regardless, Zetterberg's now a 92 overall center opposed to a left winger, so I think I prefer him on the wing personally, but in terms of like hot, you could put him to the wing with a changed team, and then even in GM mode, you can put him on the wing. It's not really a huge deal, but if you got Zetterberg, I doubt really you have, a lot of depth at center, if you can afford Zetterberg, I should say, to move him to the wing, but maybe you can. Number 7 here, guys, we have Anze Kopitar of the LA Kings, now a 92 overall, so he actually went +1. Even though the LA Kings didn't make the playoffs last year, they had a bit of a rough season. Kopitar had a really solid season. I don't know if I would say he had a solid enough season to, get a +1 and now be rated higher than Getzlaf. Personally, I would have, swapped the two, kept Kopitar the 91, kept Getzlaf the 92, but like I said it before, one overall rating is not a huge deal, and it's still close enough. Number 6 here, guys, you have Malkin of the Pittsburgh Penguins, 92 overall. He's also dropping 1 overall. Last year's a 93. Malkin has still had a pretty good year, I thought, but obviously they don't see him as, like, that franchise player, and they now have him as a 92, opposed to the 93. Again, minor changes like this, the 1 overall ratings aren't a huge deal, but it is just interesting to see, who they drop and who they make better. Now here's number 5 here with John Tavares of the New York Islanders. Now 92 overall. Last year was a 91, so we got a +1 rating. He had a really good year last year. I wouldn't have even been surprised if they made him a 93, but, you definitely knew he was going to get an upgrade. 92 overall, I think, is probably perfect for John Tavares. Number 4 here, we have Pavel Datsyuk of the Red Wings, one of my favorite players. 93 overall rated, so I'm pretty surprised by this. Last year, they actually dropped Datsyuk huge. I think in NHL 14 he was a 93 or 92. Then they made him an 89 in NHL 15, but then they realized that was a mistake as he was having an awesome year and bumped him back up to a 93 in every basically game mode but hut. And as you guys can see, he's now a 93 overall again. Last year we played about 60-something games, but he still was over a point per game. And when Datsuk's healthy, he's one of the best players in the game. 93 overall. I like the rating. I'm sure some people think it's an overrating. Maybe it should be like a 92, 91, but I think it's in the ballpark, and as long as Datsuk's healthy, I think he definitely deserves that grade. Now he's number 3 here, Steven Stamkos of the Tampa Bay Lightning, 93 overall, so he's keeping the rating from last year. Obviously, Stamkos, one of the best snipers in the league. I like that rating. That actually makes him tied with Ovechkin, which is pretty crazy, but when Stamkos is on this game, like I said, one of the best players in the game, arguably has the best shot, probably right behind Ovi, and I think that's a really good rating there for Stamkos. Now he's number 2 here with Jonathan Toews, Chicago Blackhawks, 94 overall, which is an insane rating for Toews, but in my opinion, he's probably the best all-around two-way player in the game. Last year was a 93 overall, so he's +1 rated. Obviously, winning his 3rd Stanley Cup is incredible. Leads that Chicago team, and like I said, he's the best all-around player in the game, in my opinion, best two-way forward, and I think that 94 grade is actually really well-deserved. And then finally, guys, at number 1 here, we have another one of my favorite players, Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh Penguins, 96 overall, keeping the same overall as last year, and Crosby had an amazing year. He was like a point per game, or more, he's a more than point per game last year. He was on pace to win the Art Ross, just lost out to Jamie Benn. Best offensive player in the game, in my opinion. A lot of people think, he's not, but his two-way game is almost as good as Toews, and his offensive upside is just amazing, like the things he can do. A lot of people like to bash Crosby. There's really no way other way around it. If you know anything about hockey, watch hockey, Crosby's the best player in the game, hands down. 96 overall, I think that's pretty fair. Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing him as a 95, one higher than Toews, and then just in terms of like hot and even GM mode, it gives him a little bit more room to grow. But for a reason, they decided to go with the 96, same as last year. So again, one overall difference. It's not the end of the world. Anyway, guys, that's the ratings. Those are my opinions. rankings. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave that thumbs up. Also, guys, stay tuned for tomorrow. We will have the top 50 rated players out. So stay tuned for that. Besides that, guys, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.